Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, I wanted to share this very vulnerable and raw topic. You guys all know that I make these videos to be as honest as I can, transparent. I love to share my experiences, my journey, my lessons, things that I've fucked up and did, some shit that I learned. I love sharing stories like this and experiences like these because I know a lot of other people can relate, and we're all human. We've all experienced similar situations to a certain extent, and we can learn from each other. I think it's a beautiful thing to share your story, share what you've been through, share what you've learned to help others in any way possible, either to prevent them from going through something like this or how to cope with something like this. You know, I didn't just go through shit just to go through shit. Like, I'm gonna capitalize on it and I'm gonna share it with others. Hope that even if it's just one or two people that have seen my videos, help them, brought them some type of comfort or help them get through something in their life. That's what means a lot to me. That's what I hope to get out of all of my videos. So this video is very, I was debating on even talking about this because honestly, like, this is a very personal thing and I'm not gonna go into too much detail. As much as I would like to, I think for the sake of I don't know what it is. Or maybe we okay, I don't even know. I didn't plan this video. Okay, I like to just press record. Sometimes I'll have notes, sometimes I won't. I was debating on this video, so I didn't know if I should film this video or not. But whatever, because I feel like to some extent, we've all been here, or you're about to experience this at a different point in your life. Maybe you'll come across this video and you wish you came across it sooner. You just never know with the world. My struggle with lust, pornography, masturbation is real. I didn't experience this till my long-term relationship ended and I was single for the first time in fucking my whole life, basically. I've pretty much lived my life in relationships. I was always in long-term relationships, only having sex with just whoever I was in a long-term relationship with. You know what? No, I'm gonna be completely honest. So after my longest relationship that I've ever been in ended, that was 11 years. I was married for those 5 years. I've only been with 3 people in my entire life. Okay, let's backtrack. Let's give you guys a little backstory. So I lost my virginity to someone that I met, fucked on the first night. Oh my God, I don't care, come for me. Yeah, looking back, what the fuck, bitch? Had sex with this person once and one time only. Okay, so that was one body. And then I met my son's biological father. I was with him for like my first long-term relationship. I was with him for 3 years, 3 months. Out of that relationship, I got raped. And then I was probably single for like a year. And this is when I was like 18, 19, around that time, age bracket. And then I met the person that I was with and so that was my second body. And then my third body was the person, obviously, that I was with for 11 years. And we eventually got married. And that was it, y'all. Three bodies out of my 31 years of living. And I used to pride myself so much on that. And then I've changed my mind. I've had a different perspective on having bodies, having sex, yeah, just bodies in general. So proudful. I was so proud. I didn't judge anybody that had more bodies than me. I don't care about what other people are doing with their bodies, but I was just proud. And you know, like, I've only been with 3 people. I've only had sex with 3 people out of my 31 years of living. And then I started to, obviously, once I found out about the cheating and I healed from the initial trauma, heartbreak, betrayal. After I healed from that, I started to date around. Yes, I had sex with some people, got tested after every single person. I've never caught anything, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. I think if you're gonna have multiple partners, definitely have them get tested. See their actual test results before you do anything. And always get tested. I think a lot of people like to think that they're clean just because they don't have symptoms. Like, no, go get checked. You never know. You cannot have any symptoms and boom, you find out you have chlamydia. Get tested. I got tested after every partner that I've slept with. I decided to date and then I stopped dating. And then I experienced a period where I was watching porn like crazy. To a point where I was watching it every single night. And when it comes to masturbation, this is probably gonna be very graphic. I don't put my in my vagina. I just don't care for that. The only time I ever like touch myself. Okay, wait, no, I'm getting a little too personal. I don't need to go that into detail. Masturbation, I'm just gonna say I'm referring to using my vibrator. Okay, I have a vibrator that just vibrates. I don't insert it or anything like that. I just put it where it needs to go, vibrate, come, and that's it. So anyways, when I refer to that's what I mean. Masturbation can mean other things to other people, but that's just my definition of masturbation, right? So I was watching like crazy every single fucking night. It became very like my daily routine. And then I started to use my V. I'm just gonna say V because I need to make this video. YouTube will clock me on certain things, so let me just be a good girl. When I use my V, it got to a point where I was using it multiple times in a day, and then I would aid myself. Like if I couldn't sleep, I was stressed out, or if I just felt too much tension in my body, or I just felt something I needed a release, I would turn to my V, and I would do that till I fucking come 3 times. At night it got really bad, like I would use it and then come 3 times and then knock the fuck out. And it was just getting to a point where I'm like, I did it so much, watching porn, I watched so much, using my V a lot. I just randomly one day, I don't know what time of the day it was, but I was like, oh my gosh, I have a problem. I have a problem. This is not normal. I'm using my V at this amount of times. I just recognized that I was using it too much and I was watching P too much. I realized I was watching it too much, using my V too much. It was getting it became an addiction. And it is an addiction. It's a real addiction that people struggle with, like any other addiction. Like all addictions are hard to break, and you just get so set in your ways and you just want it all the time. Anyways, yeah, so I was single, doing all of this. I realized I had a problem, and then I can honestly say that I've been 4 weeks sober of not watching. It feels like it's been longer, but it's been 4 weeks of not watching P and not using my V. In the beginning, I caught myself wanting to type in that website, wanting to reach for my vibrator, and it was hard in the beginning, but I didn't break my pledge that I made to myself that I wasn't going to watch P anymore or use my V anymore. And I personally just felt like it became a problem. It became an addiction and a struggle. I know I needed to stop. Let me tell you, if you don't think that makes a huge difference in your life, it does. I will tell you why in a bit. I make about 4 weeks of not watching P, not using V, and it has changed my life tremendously in ways that I would have never thought. I would have never thought that this would make watching P and using my V would make this big of an impact on my quality of life, my way of thinking, my mind. Honestly, the first thing that I noticed was after not doing it for a while, I felt myself not having the urge or the craving to reach and type, to do all those things. And then it got to a point where it's like, okay, now that I'm not watching P, I'm craving actual sex. It was weird because I like to think that I am not really, I make corny jokes all the time. I make sexual jokes all the time. I refer to things like my mind is always in a gutter. I'm just gonna be real. For me, for someone that talks about it and thinks about it a lot, it was weird for me to actually be sexual like that because I didn't have anybody to be that sexual with, right? And I just started craving actual sex. I had sex with someone that I trust, that is clean, that we have a general good relationship. Let me tell you, it makes a huge difference. When your mind isn't so brainwashed by p0rn and your body is so used to getting off on self-pleasure and vibrations, it's so different when you actually orgasm during sex after not watching porn. It's so hard to see P and P. Fuck, this is annoying. The sex is very different. This is a partner that I've had sex with before that, like, our sex is good, our general relationship is good, and yeah, it makes a huge difference. Like, I didn't come like that and orgasm like that in my entire life. I think a lot of it was porn. Always not orgasming. Not relying off of using a vibrator during sex, using a vibrator on your own to orgasm, and to having natural sex, not being brainwashed by porn, not using a vibrator to aid me coming. Woo! Amazing. I found myself like coming harder, coming a lot. The sex is just so different when your mind isn't brainwashed by porn and you haven't been vigorously using a vibrator to come. It just makes such a huge difference. Now I'm at a point where I don't even have the impulse to go on the porn sites. I don't have an impulse to even reach or look at my vibrator. When I have sex with this one person, sex is amazing. It's so different. And just in general, not having a partner and just not having sex, just the general fact of not watching P and not using your V changed my life forever. It honestly did. And I never knew that it would impact me this much. I think because you're so used to coming from just using the vibrator, your body is just so used to that. You know, you can't have normal, healthy sex that's enjoyable because you're so used to that. Same goes for porn. You can't really look at a person and be turned on and come because your mind is so fucked by what you see on the internet. Porn is very different from real life sex. I'm gonna say that. You don't ever watch porn and then try to perform like that in real life. Like, that's not realistic. And that's not what every guy wants. That's not what every girl wants. It's a whole thing. I can do a part 2 that's a little bit more in depth. Generally, it has changed my life. You don't realize how much it changes your life till you actually do it. So if anyone has been thinking about stopping watching porn, you realize that you have an issue with porn. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, my addiction for porn and using my vibrator was like a 10. I don't even know why I even put myself on that chart. That was stupid. It was bad, but it changed my life forever, and it was the best decision that I've ever made. I highly encourage people to stop watching that fucking porn and stop using your vibrator. Ugh. It'll change your life, and I just feel like I think differently. My mind is so much more clear. I'm more in tune with reality, I feel like. But anyways, I can do a part 2 that's very more in depth. I need to head to work. Stay off them P sites. Never mind using your V's. Just live life and control your horniness. Yeah.